Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 221 of the Good Morning Guys podcast, thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we talk about the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I'm one of your hosts, the Brazilian humbuganeer and transition turkey, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, the jury, and the executioner of all those who have less than a baker's dozen of Christmas trees in their home, Patrick Novosel.
If you have less than a baker's dozen in your home,
loser.
Probably a normal person.
Probably. To his left and my right, probably a normal person, but only in spirit, is Rodney Johansson.
May he rest in peace.
R.I.P. And then the final member of the GMG Quadfecta, the guy with Christmas shoes in his heart, Secret Santa gift exchange on his brain, and eggnog in his old stomacho, Marc Boucher.
Sir, I want to buy these shoes for my mama, please. It's Christmas Eve and these shoes are just her size. I'm not doing the rest of it.
Tell you what, I've heard you say that so many times, and I didn't even know. I thought it was just from a movie, but apparently it's a movie, and it's sung by New Song.
Yep,
and I've seen a couple. I watched a couple videos of the Christmas shoe song, and my goodness, my mind is blown.
Yep.
Blown.
The song came first, and they made this movie after it. I want to say Christmas Shoes came out in the 90s or late 80s.
Rob Lowe is the main actor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. They only go A-list actors and actresses in that film. All right, Joiner, if you're new to joining us, welcome. And if not, well, I tell you what, you look forward to this time every year. The first podcast after Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure Marc sings Christmas Shoes, and we point it out in some way.
Yep.
To
as is tradition.
Him because we love it. We love Christmas shoes. And if you don't like Christmas shoes, well, you know what?
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Yeah, you're using that wrong.
Yeah.
This morning we are sharing what's new with us on the Earl and Iffle fronts, and then after that or before, if you're a monster, you've already listened to it somehow.
You're a monster.
You've essentially time traveled. Congratulations! But the God of War Ragnarok spoiler cast is headed or already headed your way. So enjoy, or hope you enjoyed. Glad you enjoyed. I don't know. Well, this past present stuff is not. It's not healthy to go back and forth like that. So, all right, let's jump into it. Patrick,
yes.
What is new with you? Tell us about your Turkey Day, all the surrounding, things that you did. Ooh. Tell me how thankful you were on Thursday, and then tell me how many things you bought, showing that you're not actually that thankful. Go.
Ooh, okay. So Thursday,
Sesame Street, Muppet Babies.
we started off the festivities on Thursday, and it was Thursday morning. We had brunch over the in-laws, and the in-laws, my goodness, they know how to do brunch. Yeah. Whenever I hear brunch over at my wife's parents' house, I'm like, I know it's going to be great.
Now, wait, do you guys have a special name for it, like Brunchgiving?
You know what? We've never named it before.
You need to name it.
You do now, yeah.
On Thanksgiving.
No, Brunchgiving. Brunch on Thanksgiving? That's so clunky. Don't say that.
But no one calls it anything else.
Well, this year we're having brunch on Thanksgiving. No, it's Brunchgiving. It's easy.
All right. Okay.
Just rolls off the tongue.
All right. So on Thursday morning, we had Brunchgiving.
Thank you. That's
You're
the name
welcome.
of the episode, by the way, Brunchgiving. Let's see it. I can't wait to see the graphic.
We're early in.
And so I get over there, and I immediately, the first thing I smell is bacon. And I'm like, ooh, we cooking some bacon over there? And father-in-law's like, yeah, 6 pounds of it.
Holy smokes.
And I was like, all right, for just us 10 people, 12 people. All right. So we each get a half a pound of bacon each.
Sounds right to me.
Fantastic. We're already off to a great start here.
Purchased a whole pig.
Yeah. And by the end of the Brunchgiving, all the bacon was gone.
Wow.
All
That
6
is
pounds of bacon.
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah. So I went home after brunch. After Brunchgiving, I had a ton of food. So I went home and took a little bit of a nap because we were going back over there for dinner. And same place, they were doing Brunchgiving and Thanksgiving on the same day. This is wild stuff. So I needed to take a nap, and I ended up.
Yeah, you also had to drink like 2 gallons of water.
It was so salty
to compensate for the salt.
Yes, yeah. But I was, just full, so I went and took a nap. I took a 3-hour afternoon nap.
Wow.
It was fantastic. I woke up and I was like, right, we're going over for dinner. I'm like, all right.
I love this day.
Time travel. So we went back over there and had some food. Yeah, I mean, nothing out of the ordinary for Thanksgiving. But on Friday, Black Friday, my daughter's like, hey, can we go out for Black Friday? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm not looking to buy anything, and she's never been out for Black Friday. And we get out there, and it wasn't, there's more people than usual at Target and Walmart, which is the places we went. But it wasn't crazy like it used to be.
Now, what time did you go?
Like 1 o'clock
in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Well, that's rookie. Those are rookie numbers. That's when the normal people go out. You got to go when the crazy people go out.
A lot of these places are starting their Black Friday stuff on Thanksgiving,
which is wrong.
Because I thought the same thing. Like I went into Walmart, and I was thinking about it as I was walking in. I was like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. This was pretty early, and I was like, like 4 or 5 years ago, I would never have done this. Someone
would have bitten your ear off.
Yeah, I would not have but I pretty much just casually walked into Walmart like it was nothing. Like
but they've been doing like Black Friday stuff like all week online, so I think that kind of thinned the herd a little bit.
Yeah, they're really spreading it out.
Yeah,
you got to do it like Brazil. Call it Black November and just
do the whole month.
Just 5% off. It's awesome.
What a deal.
It really is. And then sometimes they're like 10% off, and people are like, oh, I'm losing my mind right now.
You spend $100, you get $5 back. It's like, all right.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
5%. Look out. So yeah, and then on Saturday we didn't have anything going on, so we just did nothing. We sat around and I watched Scream, the rest of the Scream, quintilogy, whatever they have, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Is that so we watched Scream 4 and Scream 5 and finished that up, and I found out there's a Scream 6 coming out next year.
Sure enough.
There you go.
Wow. So that's coming. And then my daughter and I, my son and I, we watched this new movie, Fantasy Football, on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
Oh,
sounds right up your alley.
This is a movie where about a daughter and her dad. Her dad is an NFL football player, and he's been in the league for like 8 years or so. And he's a running back, and he's not doing so hot anymore. And he's getting replaced by this new rookie that just set the rushing record in the NFL the previous year. So his daughter finds out that she can actually make her dad play better by playing the game of Madden. So whatever happens in Madden happens on the field. So it's the first game that she does it, he scores 6 touchdowns. So you put it on rookie, you're playing Madden, you can easily put up 6 touchdowns. So it was kind of cool. It was a family oriented movie. It was a Nickelodeon movie. It was very geared towards kids. It was fun, it was a very interesting concept, So, but Clark and I had a really good time with that one. It was a little funnier than I thought it would have been, being geared towards kids and Nickelodeon, because I don't watch any Nickelodeon stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they still made stuff.
I don't know. Yeah, so apparently they do, and they do it on Paramount Plus.
All right.
Yeah, but it was pretty decent. I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. Lightning strikes. Yeah.
All right.
And And then on Sunday, we had another Thanksgiving for my side of the family. Went over to my brother's house and we watched the Bengals during Thanksgiving. So that was cool. Bengals won this past weekend.
Yeah, whooped up who'd they play again?
They played the other team.
Yeah, whooped up that other team.
Yeah, they did.
The other team went down.
They played the Tennessee Titans.
There we go, the Titans.
Yeah,
I knew it was somebody.
One of the best running backs in the league, Derrick Henry, which we've talked about before.
Oh, yeah.
Stuffed him. He only had like 30-something yards rushing. Yeah.
Sorry about your luck, Ronnie.
I know, yeah. But he had a touchdown. He had like the only thing he did was like a 60-something yard touchdown catch.
Oh, okay. I was like, how did he do that when he only got 30 rushing and then he did a 60 touchdown? I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, so he that was the only pretty much only offense that they had all game. So that was pretty good. And then really this past weekend, I was texting back and forth with you, Lucas, and you're like, "Hey, you need to finish God of War." And I was like, "Man, I am taking my sweet old time with this."
That's right. That's right. No rush.
I was no rush. I was playing like an hour or two a day. I was just doing whatever. I was going towards the story, but I was also kind of like just sitting there listening to the dialogue because the dialogue is so good and the jokes they tell and the interactions between the characters and the relationships they have. It was really good, And so I was just taking it in, and some if I wanted to play Madden, I would just pause it, save it, and go play Madden or go play WWE or play Apex. I was just like, I'll play this. I bought this. This is one of the, it's a game of the year. I want to take it in. I want to let it marinate kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
And so I had texted Lucas, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take my time. I don't know when I'm ever going to beat this game. It's probably not going to happen until next year because Callisto Protocol is coming out, Midnight Suns. I want to play this new Evil West game. I think some of the games I'm going to play. I'll get it when I do it, And so he's like, just so you know, the last like 3-4 chapters of the game ramp up really good. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And that's kind of where I was. And so I had turned it on Saturday when I wasn't doing anything. And so I was like, all right, this is really ramping up. I kind of don't want to put this down. This is getting into the climax. I am definitely not putting this down. Oh, this is the last mission. Oh, I'm not putting this down. So I ended up finishing it. I don't know if I'll go after the platinum or not, but I had those like I could not stop because the whole game was leading up to this. Like everything was just coming together, and I didn't want to lose because my memory sucks because I play so many games and all the stories get mixed up in my head. Yep. And so I was like, you know what? I don't want to go on to something else. I want to stick with this, and then I ended up beating it. So it was just funny, like almost the same day. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna beat this this year, and I ended up beating it because I was like mainlining the story. Yeah, that was God of War, really good game of the year. I thought Elden Ring was game of the year at the beginning with God of War, and then I was like, as I played more, I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. This is some of the best storytelling of all time, and it's right up there. I think the GMG #1 game of all time is God of War. Right? Am I mistaken?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, God of War 2018.
I think you're right. I think it's #1 God of War, #2 Hades, #3 I don't
Celeste,
remember. Maybe
something like that. But anyways, like I was like, there's no way that they can have a sequel that's just as good as God of War, and it's up there in the discussion. Like, oh my gosh, am I really thinking of God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok as 2 of my top 5 games of all time? It's possible. If I go back and rank it, it's definitely possible.
Tell you what, man, I got some thoughts, but we're going to save it for the spoiler cast.
We'll save it for the spoiler cast, but I just wanted to let you know it was a total 180 from what I thought of when I was going to beat the game when it actually happened. So
there you go.
So yeah. And then the other game that I played this past weekend was Somerville. from it's on Game Pass. Very indie style game. There's no dialogue. It's all like kind of like 2.5D side scroll kind of game.
Same people that made Inside and Limbo, right?
I don't know if it is. I don't know, but it felt like that kind of game where there's some puzzle elements and it's kind of like a lot of interpretation of what's going on. And I enjoyed that game. It was only like 2.5 hours long. It wasn't a long game at all. But finish that up. I really enjoyed that. I'd give that a solid 7.5 out of 10 armbands. Yeah.
Okay, no, so it's not the same company. My bad.
Yeah, it felt like it. It has the same like kind of look and feel to it.
Okay, Jump Ship is the creator of Somerville and Playdead. They're the ones that do Inside and Limbo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But outside of that, Apex, WWE, the norms,
the huge.
Yep, the huge.
The old huge.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Marcus, how about your Earl and Iffle? What's up? What's new? Pussycat. Whoa. Sorry.
Thank you, Tom Jones.
That just came out.
I'm sure
it's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
Can't do the Carlton. Apparently it was. I don't know if you guys have seen the music video for Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark. Apparently the Carlton dance was inspired by the dance that he does.
Oh, really?
In that.
I need to watch this.
Also, fun fact, dancing with one Courtney Cox in that music video.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Pre-Friends, Courtney Cox.
So when she was like 15?
I don't know about 15, but pretty young.
17.
Sure, why not?
Actually, her first commercial that Pre-Friends that I saw on, I think it's the 80s, everything 80s or the top 10 80s.
Something
it's on
80s?
Disney Plus. It's about 80s. It was really fun to watch. But anyways, it was for feminine products. And it was a really awkward one when she's in a locker room and she's just like, you ever have this problem? When it's like,
like, no, I sure don't.
No, I don't.
I sure don't.
This commercial's not for me.
How do I change the channel on this thing? Is that not how it works on streaming?
But anyway,
right, carry on.
Let's
now that I made it awkward.
Yeah,
good job. What you had to say. You're welcome.
Yep, appreciate that. So let's hang out with Earl for a moment. So Thanksgiving. Did not have brunch, but we did have some lovely Thanksgiving food at Kristen's family's house in North Carolina. Kakalaki.
Kakalaki. You're mispronouncing that.
My bad. Kakalaki.
The Kakalakians judge you.
I'm sure they do. And this is my
turned it off. Delete.
Deleted.
Yeah.
Unfollow.
Unsubscribe.
Uninstall off my
imposter.
Off my Zune.
Worst podcast ever.
I'm gonna send an email with my Palm Pilot.
Let me get my BlackBerry out here.
Ready, yes. Hold on, my pager's going off. Okay. So Thanksgiving Day.
What's happening right now?
Our podcast. That's what's happening.
Garbage trail on fire. Choo choo.
It's a little warm in here from the fumes.
Did you say garbage train? And I just spit my water.
All right, we're doing spit takes. Awesome. But yeah, so Thanksgiving Day.
Our trash is so big it needs a train.
That's right. Multiple sections.
Yeah. The garbage caboose.
Yep.
So yeah, I had afternoon lunch with Kristen's family in North Carolina.
Brunchgiving?
No, not quite Brunchgiving.
Lunchgiving.
No, Lunchgiving.
I thought you said Brunchgiving. Yes, Lunchgiving. So we had a good time with that. Obviously, had some yummy food. Awesome family. Did our picks for our Secret Santa because we do that as a family. which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
And then the Christmas embargo was lifted
Oh yeah.
on the Boucher household.
Yes.
Cue Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Heard that.
Oh,
Heard
man,
she is-
spot on.
She is. Yeah, I love it.
Sounded just like her.
Yeah, she has thawed out. She has made her appearance known. All I want for Christmas is everywhere.
All I want for Christmas is shoes.
Sarah wanna buy these.
Oh man, she should totally make a compilation with Rob Lowe. Or
Yes.
no, new song.
Rob Lowe?
Rob Lowe doesn't sing it.
They should have Rob Lowe.
When
in
you
the
said
music
Rob
video.
Lowe earlier, I thought he sang it.
He's
I
up
was
on
like,
stage like, I don't know what I'm here for. Why did you ask me?
Oh gosh, yeah.
we're never gonna get through this. Can we just change this to improv
always-
and just?
We haven't done one.
It's always my update too.
I'm sorry. It is. All right, Lunchgiving. We're
Yeah.
sorry.
So we had good food. Now the Christmas embargo has been lifted from the Boucher household. The Christmas decorations are up. We have been listening to Christmas music nonstop. Although I will fully admit and confess, because it has been a not so fun past like couple of weeks to month. I actually turned Christmas music on early. I turned it on like Sunday, the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Early.
but we're in
Making
full
that
force now.
NPD. No,
Yeah.
not NPD. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know where you're going with that.
What is that something you signed that you're not
NDA?
allowed to
NDA.
NPD is the
NPD. Is he buying?
is the
Is he
gaming.
Buying
You're
Christmas
breaking the
games.
MP3.
No, the
Mark's just buying Christmas games.
NPD is like the gaming purchasing numbers for each
That
month.
is correct.
NPDs.
I'm an idiot.
So, well, I wasn't going to say it, but you know,
I mean, I thought it was a given. You don't really have to say it. It's just
no,
given.
it's all good. It's all good. But yes, Christmas is in full effect, and it is in full effect in terms of me watching Christmas related TV shows and movies.
All right.
So started off with the Santa Clauses, the television show
yes.
that's
I keep forgetting that is
that
out.
is on Disney Plus. The first 3
Mhm.
episodes are up now, and this is pretty good. You know, it's very much in the vein of all the other ones, all the other movies.
Mhm.
You know, if you don't know what the premise of the show is, basically,
Wikipedia.
well, yeah, you could do that. But basically, Scott Calvin, aka Santa Claus, is looking to retire and look for his replacement. So that's the gist of the show. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed the first 3 episodes. I think there's going to be 6 total. They're bringing back a whole bunch of the different cast, and introducing new people, which has been good. Also watched and I guess I'll give. Nah, I don't want to give it a rating yet because I haven't watched the whole thing.
Yeah, that's too early. Well, you can give it a tentative rating.
So the tentative rating I would say would be probably about a 8.
Whoa.
Okay.
So it's good. Yeah, it fits. If you like that type of humor that's in pretty much all 3 of the Santa Claus movies, then you'll like this show.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. Your tone sounded more like a 6.5 or 7. So
My tentative rating is a 6.
Ooh.
Like I'm like, okay, you know, all right, I'm gonna go along for the ride, but you better bring it home.
Better watch out. Better not cry. Scott Calvin's telling you why.
No, I mean, when I say like 7 or 8, it's like that's usually it's pretty good. It's pretty good. 6.5, like 6.5 is like, it's okay. So yeah, for me, 7, 8 is like, yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. It's not perfect, but it's good.
Yeah.
Also watched the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
That's right. I watched that as well.
Me
Yes.
too.
That gets a 9.5. 9.5. I'll say 9.5. Christmas or Candy Cane Possible Men. Could this be a man? I don't know. Is this a man?
I mean, I'm
think
right
so.
there with you. This is a 10. Like I had no gripes about this.
Yeah.
It was solid. It starts off with a cartoon. I'm like, wait a second, was this a cartoon? And so I was like, and then it was live action. I was like, oh, okay. I was so confused. I was like, did I turn on the right one? I was like looking at the screen, like, no, okay.
Yeah, James Gunn decided to go with like the type of I think it's called rotoscoping, that type of animation that you'll see like on like the Star Wars holiday special, like that really crappy one, and other different specials. But they mocapped Michael Rooker to be Yondu and a young Peter Quill, and then they took that and made it animated.
Yeah.
So
yeah, just give the old style. Yeah, just to chime in, since I also watched it, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10. Christmas trees in a garbage can. I felt like some of the jokes, much like you guys would say probably about Love and Thunder, were actually more I would say borderline vulgar jokes, which are a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy universe.
Yeah.
A little forced. Just like, hey, let's curse just so we can curse. And I'm like, we haven't watched it with the kids yet because we watched the trailer and they said something about Gamora being gone. Mindy and I were like, maybe we should wait because I don't even know what they're going to spoil. Now, outside of talking about Gamora, they don't really spoil anything, but yeah, it's still like heartwarming story. I love the friendly twist, the family twist at the end that I don't think we should spoil, but it's heartwarming. It was a nice Christmas special for sure.
And Kevin Bacon's in it. Can't go wrong.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
he's a superhero after all.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, he's an actor.
We hate you.
Actors are repugnant.
That conversation was hilarious.
Knowing that all three of the people in that room are actors, but
that is correct.
Part
of the joke.
But also got a Batman reference, which was nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
But yeah, overall, very much enjoyed that. I think that'll be a regular every year watcher for me for Christmas movies.
And how awesome was that intro song after the cartoon ended?
Hilarious.
Oh my goodness. Like that, I will listen to that alongside Christmas Shoes every season.
Apparently written by James Gunn.
Beautifully written.
Yeah.
Love it.
Encapsulates Christmas.
Love it.
That's what it's all about.
I love Peter's his responses. He's like, that's not it at all. No. Also on the movie list, watched the movie Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and
Oh yeah.
I would give that one an 8.5.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, 8.5. Good afternoon out of 10. But I found myself, because it's a musical, just FYI. The movie is a musical with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell and all the other cast doing different songs. I found myself kind of skipping past the songs. I didn't really care for them as much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were
That's
like
a bummer.
They were like very stereotypical, like bland musical type songs, in my opinion, at least.
Gotcha.
But the overall story and the characters in it were great. I loved it. I just didn't really care so much for the actual songs in the movie. But I still recommend it. Definitely go watch it. It's a lot of fun. If you like Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds, granted they don't go as buck wild as like a Deadpool kind of thing. Obviously, it's lighthearted Ryan Reynolds. But if you like that kind of humor, I think you will enjoy this movie. It's a nice little fresh take on A Christmas Carol. And so, yeah, definitely take a watch for sure. Also keeping the train going on watching. I watched a lot of stuff because I had a fair amount of time to watch stuff. I have officially begun my watch through of Power Rangers, of every season of Power Rangers. Now, granted, I'm only 4 episodes in.
Oh,
But so it's very, very early days. Um, but yeah, having fun with it so far. It is so 90s, it's not even funny. And you
I'm sure
know,
it's funny a little bit.
yeah, yeah, it's quite funny. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely dated. But it's still, in my opinion, enjoyable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm on episode 4 at the moment. Um, Pretty excited to go through it.
I'm going to be interested to hear, like, once you've gotten a few dozen episodes under your belt and you have the same, like, transformations and some of the things that are repeated every single episode, if it's just going to be like, and time to check Twitter, time to update my correspondence between non-original parts, and we're back.
Well, I think with the first few episodes, they like go through all their, you know, transformations, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
The typical stuff you'll see in each episode. As you get into the later episodes, I think they shorten those up quite a bit. They don't go through the whole thing. Um, but yeah,
You let us know.
yeah,
I think the funniest thing about Power Rangers is when they're in their teenager, just high school, environment. They're just wearing their colors of the Power Ranger that they are. Like Tommy, as the Green Ranger, he would wear a green shirt, green jeans, and a green denim jacket. It's like
on the nose.
Yep, that's right. We just want to make sure you're not confused.
I know. Yes,
they actually make fun of that in a much later season of Power Rangers, when Tommy actually becomes the Black Ranger. The Black Dino Ranger. He basically talks to the other Rangers. He's like, "I gotta go," and he's like, "Where are you going?" And they're like, "I just looked in my wardrobe. Just noticed missing a lot of black." And I'm like, "Really?"
that's funny.
But yeah, so I'm on the train, very early days, but on the train. And one more thing in real life, and then I'll get to gaming because I really only had one thing in terms of gaming. But the IRL last point is yesterday was my wife's birthday, was Kristen's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. So Sunday night we did our typical La Coretta, but we had some cake and presents for her. But then last night, we went out to I think a place I've mentioned before on the show. It's a restaurant called Bootleggers.
Yep.
Which is like very like fancy burgers, and sandwiches and things like that. And that was her personal pick. That's where she wanted to go for dinner. So we did that and had a good time with that. But yeah, she had a nice chill birthday. She had the day off from work. So she went and did whatever she wanted to do. And then we went to dinner in the evening. So overall, pretty chill birthday for her. Now switching over to Iffle. The only thing really that I did was I played through and beat Sonic Frontiers.
You were on a roll.
Yeah.
Whoa, crazy.
I had fun with this game. I'm gonna say 7.75. 7.75. Either rings or there's like these fictional creatures in the game called the Koko, Koko. 7.75 Koko out of 10.
Okay.
It's a fun game. It's got a nice combination of open world type stuff, all sorts of little puzzles that you can go through, and plus it's also got the the actual like classic courses that like you would in an original Sonic game, but of course 3D, that helps to move along the progress of the game. Story's very okay, It's a little light, but
I'm sure after God of War Ragnarok, it was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I'm reading a little comic in a Cracker Jack box or
yeah,
something.
that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
And it's like Sonic games are always weird. I don't know why their stories are like, and the way that the characters react to each other and interact, it's like so awkward sometimes. And I feel bad for the American voice actors that basically have to try to fill in where those like interactions are, because it's just, I don't know, it just gets really awkward with those characters in the later 3D video games for Sonic. But otherwise, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I kept going. There are parts that are like really challenging, and I did it on easy mode. So because I with a lot of games that make you parry and do like counterattacks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that can get hairy.
I can't stand that. And this does that. This makes you parry, like it's a requirement for certain boss fights and things like that. Which it wasn't the worst thing, but I hate that. Don't make me do that stuff. But otherwise, yeah, overall it was fun time. I enjoyed the game. Unfortunately, Kristen was basically playing it around the same time as I was. We were basically kind of going back and forth. Unfortunately, she rage quit. She's done with that game.
Yikes.
She's like, I have spent 2 hours and I have done absolutely nothing. And so she's like, I'm done.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like that.
Yep. So I'm going to send that back because it was a GameFly game. And I think I'm going to go for Evil West next.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I thought you were going to go for Midnight Suns.
Yeah, no, Midnight Suns isn't really my type of gameplay.
Sure.
It's not my thing. I mean, it looks cool otherwise, but when they describe the type of gameplay that it was, I'm like, not my thing.
Okay.
So yeah, cool. But Evil West looks interesting.
All right.
Somebody on Twitter was actually saying like it actually has some God of War vibes.
It looked like a Gears of War, God of War kind of look to it as far as like the camera angle and the mechanics and the gameplay. That's what it looked like. Obviously, it's
not
Western
yeah.
against evil undead things. So,
yep. But I'm interested. So I think I'm gonna I'm a GameFly that.
Looking forward to your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, but that is pretty much it for me.
All right.
So that leaves you, Mr. Lucas.
The cheese stands alone.
Indeed, he does.
The ham and cheese. Hello. Hey. All right. I'm going to go right into IFL since you ended with that. I'm going to transition into my IFL update, which really is not that complicated. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I, too, have been playing a bunch of God of War Ragnarok. I finished the story recently, started the game. I'm thinking at least a week ahead of Patrick. And as is tradition, Patrick's like, oh, I'm going to take my time and beat this game right now. And
and it's done.
Yep.
And we're like, I'm like,
in so many words, it's exactly what happened.
It was so funny because we were trying to chat back and forth about it. And I knew how far ahead of him I was. And he was like telling me what was going on. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yep. I love that part. And we were, sharing screenshots and stuff. And then, I was going along and then all of a sudden he just went silent. And I was like, oh no, either he's given up or he's so in this game. And it was the latter. And he was just like, I saw him post credits the other day and I was like, dang it. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun though. I always enjoy that. But let me tell you, man, I'm going to say it in the...
Tell you what, man.
I'm going to probably say this we're going to talk about it more in the Ragnarok spoiler cast review, but I took more photos, more screen grabs. It wasn't even photos. I just screen grabbed. I was like, this is so cool, screen grab. I did it more times than any other game ever.
Yeah.
Like
same.
Game is
so
beautiful.
Good and so cinematic, and so just moments that just capture an emotion, capture a feeling, capture an idea. So good. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this may or may not be my. Well, I don't know. This is top 5 game of all time for me. So for sure. I'm still figuring out where the number, because it's you don't want recency bias to really cloud your judgment, but there's a lot of good stuff that happens and a lot of meaningful. The gameplay, everything is top, like so good. So yeah, all right, I'll save it for the spoiler cast. I'll stop.
Save it for the spoiler cast.
Yeah. Besides that, as is tradition, Dead Cells. I just want to update because I found and played using some of the updated costumes / weapons. I had mentioned that it was on this, but I didn't mention what it was like. But I had the whole Hotline Miami setup going for Dead Cells. Did you guys both play? I think Patrick played. Did you play Hotline Miami, Mark?
I don't remember if I've seen it played plenty of times, but I don't think I've actually played. Well, I possibly.
You're remembering.
Possibly.
Coming back to you.
I possibly did.
Yeah. And I think Patrick, you played Hotline Miami, right?
Yeah, I didn't play it very long. It was not my kind of game.
It's fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So two things I want to note is, one, the bat that you get is crazy. Like, you just swing that baby like just flailing about, and it's like critical hits everywhere, and it makes the exact same sound. And then the combo, like the hot pink neon numbers that popped up in Hotline Miami, pop up in Dead Cells, like all over the place.
Nice.
And so they grabbed all the look and feel, the sounds of Hotline Miami. And then the thing that surprised me the most, that I thought was just so cool and a nice little touch, is when you wear the outfit, you wear the jacket, you wear the jeans, and then you have the chicken mask to start the game. Well, when you go to the next stage, it changes masks randomly. And so the next stage, you're the horse mask. And then another stage, you're the owl mask. And it just changes the masks. And it's just a cool little, if you've played enough Hotline Miami, like there's some connection to those masks and what it means for the story and stuff. And so that was really cool. I really like that touch. And kudos to Motion Twin and the gang for making such a quality crossover.
Thanks.
The last thing I'm going to say, Patrick, close your ears, is Marvel Snap. So, Mark, you've talked about playing. Are you still playing Marvel Snap?
No,
No. Did you fall off pretty quickly?
Yeah, I downloaded it to give it a try, and I was like, this is not grabbing me.
Yeah.
Not that it's a bad game. It's just I've never really been one for card games.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no, it makes sense. Yeah. So this is my plop time game. Like, just, it's like automatic. It's like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna play a couple rounds of Marvel Snap. And I tell you what, last week, snapping and crapping. This game was destroying me this past week. Like, I went on such a losing streak. I think out of 100 season level, I don't know. Like, you every time you win, you can get like 2, 4, 8 points, somewhere around there, to go towards your seasonal level. And I think I'd gotten up to 45. And then I went on a losing streak that took me down to 35.
Ooh.
And I was just like, I was about to rage quit this bad boy. Like, just kick it to the curb. Because I just felt like I couldn't win. I couldn't figure out humans. Like, just couldn't. I felt stupid. Like, it really made me feel stupid. And but knowing that it wasn't the game making me feel stupid, I was just being stupid. And I was facing people who were just better. And I persevered. I did not rage quit. I experimented, and I found something that helped me overcome. And now I'm almost back to where I was within, like, I think last night I started a win streak and just kept going through today, and I'm almost back to where I was, and I think I'll be able to make some pretty good progress. There's like 1 week left on the seasons are monthly, but 1 week left on the season. For any of you jokers out there playing, my favorite mobility play is with Nightcrawler, Cloak, and Vision, and then the fun one is with Movement with Heimdall and Destruction with Apocalypse. So just want to throw that out there. If you're using those, good on you. If you're not, check them out. So that concludes my Marvel Snap moment. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, Patrick. Okay. In Earl, let's talk about
The
Thanksgiving.
judgment is so real right now.
It is. It is. I tried to talk as fast as I could, and
I gave you the floor. I stepped away from the mic.
you
and I
did,
just gave
and
you
I
the
appreciate
floor.
it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So let's talk about how COVID ruined Thanksgiving for the Swisher family.
Man.
So you guys had Brunchgiving, Lunchgiving. We had leftovers giving, like just total
Leftovers giving.
We didn't even get normal Thanksgiving. No, so Mindy started getting sick earlier in the week, and Tasha wasn't feeling good either. And then on Wednesday, was it Wednesday or no? It was Tuesday night. Mindy's like, I don't think I can go to school tomorrow, so she stayed home. It's Wednesday. She's like, I got really low energy. I think I need to do a COVID test just to see if there's a chance, and positive for COVID.
Jeez.
And it was like, no. I mean, we had plans Thursday, we had plans Friday, we had plans Sunday, and all of those got canceled. All with different friends, family, whatever, all canceled. And so it was a bit of a bummer. I mean, we made the most of it. We have wonderful friends and Mindy's coworkers with whom we were going to celebrate Thanksgiving. Out of the goodness of their hearts, in the afternoon, they brought us. That's the leftovers giving. They brought us some of the leftovers, and it was so sweet of them.
Yeah.
So we worked with that. We had some Thanksgiving. We of course had a can of cranberry sauce, like the total glorified Jell-O cranberry sauce. No chunks, no nothing. Just the gelatinous. Like, you just slurp it out of the can, slice it up into little discs. It's my favorite. We had that we contributed, and then along with the other things. So that was nice. Big shout out to the Stockmans and the Chungs. They hooked us up. Now, in our free time and with no energy whatsoever, we have still not decorated for Christmas. I'm a little ashamed, a little sad. Now it's a combination of having low energy this past week, and then also we've kind of gotten ourselves in this like picking out a new Christmas tree fiasco where we ordered a Christmas tree. It came like right before Thanksgiving, but it was like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree version of a 6-foot tree. It was not as advertised. Like, it looked full and beautiful in the picture, and then it came to us, and I could pick it up with one finger. It was so light and thin and just really sad looking. So we're sending that back, and we ordered a new one, but this one, being, I guess, a higher quality one or a better one, is going to take a little longer to get to us. So we're still waiting for the tree. It feels kind of weird to decorate everything for Christmas and then not have a tree. So we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do. But so decorating for Christmas is on a hold until further notice. So since we had the free time, we of course are still journeying through the MCU. And we had gotten to the point where it was time to watch Homecoming. And I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time to interject the other Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
Oh.
Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. Let's do this. There's no way I was going to have them watch Tom Holland's Spider-Man and then go back and watch Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. So I was like, no, you need to watch in order. And it also sets them up for No Way Home. So
sure,
you got to set them up, and it's going to be the same thing when we get to Multiverse of Madness. Right before that, we're going to watch the X-Men quadrilogy, I guess, or quintilogy, or we're going to watch some of the X-Men movies just to give them a taste of Professor X, and we do like some of those. Others we do not, and we will probably skip some of those. But let me tell you guys something. Seriously, I was wrong. Spider-Man 3 is not the worst Spider-Man movie. In fact, I was thoroughly surprised that I enjoyed it. My family enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Not just Spider-Man 3, but Amazing Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2, thoroughly enjoyed. Like, some of the quirky stuff, some of the rush in the plot, whatever, didn't matter because they did better than I remembered, and we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I can't go with you there.
No, that's fine.
I remember
You don't have to.
I watched the trilogy. I watched all 5 of those Spider-Man movies. I think it was last year, or maybe it was earlier this year. I can't remember. But I remember watching Spider-Man 3, and I was like, wow, why this? And there are some parts where it's just really bad.
Oh, it's cringy.
But overall, I'm like, oh, this is not bad. Not as bad as I remember.
No, but my rankings of it totally upended, because for me, you know what was worse? Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2. Those movies.
Spider-Man 2?
Yep.
Get out of here. No.
No, I'm not getting out of here. No.
Wow.
I am not. Tobey Maguire is a soulless actor. Like, he doesn't put any emotion in what he's doing until Spider-Man 3. Like, Spider-Man 1 is he just kind of stares at the person. They have these empty looks. Their acting is awful. I don't know how to explain it, but I did not expect. I went in loving Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, just totally despising Spider-Man 3.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Being okay with Amazing Spider-Man 1 and thinking Amazing Spider-Man 2 was just total mess,
Mark, can you
but I
mute
was
him
fine
yet?
with it.
Can you just
Nope.
mute him?
You can't mute me.
All
right, everybody, that's about it.
I'm sorry. We have
do some
different
housekeeping.
we have different standards of acting
Remember,
now, and
I can kick you out of the room.
you can do it. But
I
I've
will
tolerated some of your
not.
guys' opinions on
not.
things, so
But just know I
expect
can.
the same.
Oh,
treatment.
he's getting ready for a
Oh,
fight.
he's getting the jacket
He's
off.
taking the jacket off.
No, it's just really warm in this room.
Yeah. No,
It's
you're just
heating
getting
up.
heated over this conversation right now.
Ooh, we're about to throw down.
No, Kirsten
ready.
Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane, awful. Like, she's just awful. Like, I'm sorry. Like, she's so superficial and just it's just like their relationship is so artificial and so forced and so not genuine. The one between Andrew Garfield and Gwen Stacy, I mean, I guess that's not the actress's name. I'm blanking on her
Andrew
name.
Garfield and Emma Stone.
Thank you, Emma Stone. So much better. Like, it's so much more organic, so much more believable. And it blows me away how Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker is so not that smart. Like, Peter Parker's supposed to be a smart guy, and he's not. He's like totally dense and I don't know, like, it just, Spider-Man 3 was so much better than I imagined. I don't know how my rankings got upended, but I won't go into any more detail because I know I'm like throwing out some haterade, but and I do want to apologize for last week, being with my thanklessness for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I'm thankful for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man because it only made us go up from there. So I'm very thankful for it.
I will agree that the acting definitely it improves with the other Spider-Man.
It does.
movies.
It does improve.
But
it's just I felt no emotion for Spider-Man 1 and 2. I went in like ready to be like, yes, nostalgia, and they poured forth no emotion. It wasn't until Spider-Man 3 where I felt like I believed them in what they were portraying and doing, even if it was cringy. I felt some kind of emotion, some kind of joy, some kind of whatever. Like, I just felt emotion. And then Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, they did way too much, but I didn't care. It was like, I felt something. Like, I felt like I was on a journey, and it was like crazy with like the stuff with the parents and everything. Like,
I really wish they had kept in the deleted scene for Amazing Spider-Man 2 where his dad is alive.
Oh yeah. I remember hearing about that. I never saw that. Or
it's basically where he's at, because at the very end of Amazing Spider-Man 2, he's basically this prolonged period of time he's going to Gwen's grave and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Amazing Spider-Man 2. I mean,
it's fine. Nobody cares.
Why? Why have you not? Why have you not seen this movie?
Yeah.
Even if you don't like it, why have you?
As
not
the
seen
executioner of fake news and spoilers, no one cares.
Yeah.
He's basically like all year round going to her grave and everything. And the deleted scene is all of a sudden his dad just pops up out of nowhere and shows up, and Andrew Garfield's acting in that scene is
I think his acting through the whole thing is is spot on.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
a little,
definitely.
he's a little bit of a. I mean, yeah. I think going back and watching it all post No Way Home enhances all of it. Like
Sure.
anything connected to No Way Home, like
Sure.
Andrew Garfield's, like the end with Gwen Stacy and her death and stuff, it hits even harder. Like I almost cried. Like I was getting emotional watching it, just looking ahead to No Way Home when he saves MJ and like, so I can't wait to watch that. And like having my kids having watched that other stuff, and then it's going to be amazing. Pun intended. So
Somewhere Isaac Edlund is like, yes,
let's do this. Can't wait. So
It
yeah,
was
and then
Isaac. Was it Isaac? No.
Yeah.
Was it Isaac? Okay. Sorry, I was second guessing myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so we watched, of course, Spider-Man Homecoming after that. And man, what a hilarious movie. Lighthearted. Michael Keaton. Gosh, such a good, like the dad opening the door scene. My son was like, what? Like he was just like, it was like Scooby-Doo or Shaggy or whatever. Like just, it was so good. So the MCU continues. We're like in the sweet spot. We're about to watch. We're about to watch Thor Ragnarok, and I'm just like, let's go. Yes. This is like the height of it. This is it's so good.
Yes,
so very excited for what's to come. But yeah, so with that, that's about it. I think the only other thing I had to share was I got stalked by goats the other day, and that was weird.
That's where you ended. Okay.
Where what? Hold on. Yeah, where were you? Why were you?
You've never been followed by farm animals down the street before?
I've never been in a situation where that could happen.
I was walking home from the grocery store, and there was,
I don't even see.
There was some
walking home from the grocery store. There's no goats around here.
There were some goats on the sidewalk, and I was like, you know what? I ain't scared of no goats. And I walked right at them, and the one goat like jumped off the curve into the road. Thankfully, there were no cars coming, so it didn't get hit. And the other one just kind of stared at me and then kind of stepped to the side, let me by, and then stepped back into the sidewalk. And I kept walking. And then for some reason, I just was like, you know what? I'm going to look back. And I looked back, and they both locked eyes with me. And then they started to follow me. And I was like, what the crap? Okay, I'm like, be cool, man. Be cool. Don't run. They're going to chase you. They both had horns. So I'm like, I thought I was going to turn into like America's Funniest Home Videos or Candid Camera or something, like turn into a meme. And they followed me until the gate to our close community. And the gate guy had to chase them off. Like they got within a foot of me. Like they were just following me slowly. I kept looking back, and they were like a foot closer. I'd look back again. They were a foot closer. Like they started probably like 10, 15 feet away from me, and then they just kept creeping towards me. It was so weird. So you guys haven't been followed by any animals recently?
Not in anywhere else besides the zoo or anything like that.
All right. Well, this is Brazil.
Yeah.
So Patrick,
You're
when you come back,
selling me on this
fake news.
No, this is
it's
all
not
fake
news.
No way.
It's real.
There's no way.
I would not tell a lie, my friend.
I'm not believing any of this.
I got followed by goats the other day.
Whatever.
All right. Whatever. I mean, my goats. Yeah. My streets got goats. We have a donkey. We have horses. You can pay a certain amount of money.
Them follow you?
And no, you ride the horses. I mean, I guess they follow if you want them to.
Yeah, whatever. I don't believe you.
Whatever. You can believe what you want, son.
All right, Dad.
Yeah, that's right. Recognize.
And on that note.
All right, on that. Now that so you be the judge, folks. What do you think? Did I really get followed by goats? Comment below. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. That's all for us. And how about you there, joiners? If you want to share what's new in your neck of the woods, and let's do some quick housekeeping where we offer you towels, fluff pillows topped with Andy's candies, and tip you off to the GMG stuff news you need to know on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, and Instagram. You can share what's new with you like someone did on Discord. His name is Blinded by the Baldness. I'm glad to have blinded you there, Travis Popsicle.
Sorry.
He said, things are going great. I survived Thanksgiving with my ex, grabbed a few Black Friday deals online, and I'm currently on my way to Maine. Please don't be texting. I hope you didn't text all this while you're driving.
Hey, Travis, FYI, I'm going to be in New Hampshire next week, which
Hey,
is pretty dang close to Maine.
neighbors. Some of my kids got together with us last night and we put the tree up, which is incredibly early for us. I think it's acceptable because I am in the Christmas spirit, or maybe it's because I am out of state 3 days a week. My least favorite part is fluffing the artificial tree branches. I am right there with you. That is the worst.
I hate that.
And this year, I didn't have to put the lights on because when I do, my wife always has to fix them anyways. So she did it all by herself this time. Win-win.
Skip a step here.
That's an argument my wife and I have every year. She's like, "Can you put the lights on?" I was like, "Do you really want me to do this? Like, you're gonna get in there and fix it anyways."
Same old song and dance. So what is your favorite and least favorite part of putting up the tree?
So it's the last part. It's putting the angel on the top of the tree. So my daughter has always been on my shoulders, and we always take a picture every year of her being on my shoulders. And it's just cool to see how little she was. Well, sorry, when she was like 1 and 2, she couldn't be on my shoulders, but she was so small that I could hold her all the way up there, and then she can put it on there. And then it transitioned to her standing on my shoulders, and now she's sitting on my shoulders, and she can still reach the top of the tree. So that's my favorite part.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say my least favorite part of putting up the tree is thankfully part of it we've kind of skipped now because now we have a pre-lit tree.
There you go.
I hate putting Christmas lights on there, and I hate putting was it tinsel on there? The wrap tinsel?
Oh yeah, we don't even touch that.
We don't do that anymore.
Oh,
we used to.
Get that tinsel out of here.
It looks nice to me, but I hate putting anything where you've got to wrap it around the tree. I can't stand that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Travis. The fluffing of the branches, like I just feel like, especially when my kids help me, because I'm redoing everything they do and pointing it in the right direction. Because then you have these huge gaps and holes in the tree. It's just
Wait, hold on. Was the question what's your least favorite? Because I must have missed that.
It was favorite and least.
Least favorite is getting the tree from the attic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Getting out of its coffin.
Yeah, getting all the stuff out.
My favorite part is usually we do a what's it called? A time lapse of putting the tree up every year.
Yeah, those are cool.
So I always like doing the time lapse, and that's always fun, which is barely related to the tree, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
When it's finished, I guess, looking at it when it's finished, that's always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After our tree got put up, we got hot chocolate with peppermint sticks.
Nice.
And watched Charlie Brown's Christmas, and then Prep and Landing, which is one of my favorites. There you go. Let the movies
I
commence.
gotta rock.
Tim Pollen said, "Things are dandy. How are you?" I mean,
Well,
other than getting stalked by goats, Tim, I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Pretty good.
And since Patrick doesn't believe anything I say anymore, it's fine.
Everything's fine over here.
Par for the course.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Fine.
Seething over here.
How are you doing?
Oh, man. All right. If you would rather connect with us visually or spectatorly, share nothing about your life, fine, be that way. There is YouTube and Twitch, where now officially for the holiday season, Marc and myself are on hiatus from streaming. But Chris the Rock, he continues on in the wee hours of the morning. He's currently continuing the epic story of God of War Ragnarok, and I think he's around the halfway mark, if I remember
Nice.
the last moment I saw. Along with him, we have a plethora of other joiners who stream, so please check them out in the old Discord. And you can find the links in the show notes. I'll get there someday. Blah, 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 blah. Check them out. One thing I did do and got released this past week, one thing I did do, I'm saying do too many times, sorry, duty. I was on the Love Thy Neighbor podcast network.
Nice.
The episode is called The One On with Missionary Lucas Swisher. Kind of remind me of like a Friends episode title. And I have a good friend and fellow pastor, Anthony, who lives in Colorado, and he interviewed me on his podcast. So check it out as I share about my post-pandemic missionary life and what it's been like since 2020 and 2021 kind of upended things. Finally, on Patreon and our merch page, you can support and gear up with us. So click that one link to rule them all, either in the show notes or you can type it out real quick. Linktree.com/thegmgpod. Of course, if you can't toss your attention or a coin to your podcasters but are still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcast and Podchaser and Spotify. It helps us reach new joiners through stars, exclamation marks, and your feedback. So let your voice be heard, literally if you prefer, at 929 GMG Guys. Alrighty then, Pat, Marc, the spirit of Ronnie J, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners. Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game. 2, 3, 4.